Howdy. Week 5, I think. Yeah, week 4, episode 5. I can't remember. I'll know that when I put the title of this thing together. Quick lead in. My intent was to keep this whole video under 20 minutes this week. I have failed miserably as I just shot the closing end, the summary, or the final cut. The last half. This is actually getting done ahead of time. And now I know this video is 30 minutes. So I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes. I'm failing fucking miserably. Mostly because people ask me questions and then I answer those questions and the answers are rather long and I'm not even sure if I answered the full fucking question. So in the spirit of not keeping you here for an hour, I'm going to go ahead and say good week. And here's the video, and see you on the backside. Enjoy. Hey, so I gotta stop doing that. I realize when these start, I go, so I need to stop doing that. Monday's WOD. Deceptively horrible. And kicked the shit out of me. Not surprising. And then back squatted. Thankfully, hit my numbers. Felt pretty strong. Slowed down a little bit in the 5th set. The bar speed slowed down, but I never stalled really. So that was good. Hit my numbers going off 440. So I got 350 for 5 twice. That was cool. That was good. Nice depth. Nice and strong. And that's kind of really about it for right now. Still working on sleep. For whatever reason. Or I think there's multiple reasons, but I'll get into that later. If, all it takes is either sleep being off or diet being off, and one leads into the other, feeds into the other. So it's really important for me to stay keep as tight a shot group as possible when it comes to both. It's Wednesday, so it's Wednesday morning. I'm not as tired this morning as I was last week, so that's good. Got a good night's rest last night. That's good. Yeah, I think as far as sleep goes, a lot of it has to do with pre-bedtime rituals, as it were. I'm pretty good on, I feel okay on 6 hours sleep. I'm much better on 7. When you run days as long as mine, sleep is a huge commodity. And I really, I don't go back and watch these at all. I probably should though, so that I can kind of pick up on common themes. And I know sleep and diet have been more common themes. Although I still feel overall good because I'm getting in my workouts. And that's been huge. I'm going to continue down that path. I should see my cross symmetry, my shoulder thing, in the next day or two. I know it's shipped, so hopefully I can start that on Monday. Other than that, grind on. I'll make another video later tonight. Make it at the end of tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to WOD because right now I'm kind of feeling the weight from the squats. I might take today as a rest day and I'll just kind of back end it, still get the Metcon in, or maybe even, I'll probably back end it. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. Tuesday night. Wednesday night. Oh my God. Wow. Long week. Real fucking long. Jesus Christ, holy shit. Yep. Wednesday night. I ended up doing the WOD this morning. It was horrible. I scaled. I ended up doing banded pull-ups because I'm just not going to take any risks right now on my shoulder. Hopefully my cross symmetry will be here in the next day or two. And I will start that, the 30-day shoulder fix thing that cross symmetry does, starting on Monday. So I'll deviate from our programming to stick to that program. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to follow it as is with the hopes of it fixing my shoulder. After that, I will kind of explore my own maintenance, continue to improve and fix and maintain, and definitely improve upon flexibility kind of stuff. But I will definitely follow it as is, and then incorporate it as a component of my shoulder maintenance and improve it going forward. A question that was asked by one of our coaches of me and someone who's been watching diligently. As a matter of fact, watched 1 week. I don't know if it was the second or third week while he was in one of his classes. So interesting class. He asked me to talk about diet. I'm not going to tonight because I'm tired. It's been a long day. Although I got a better night's sleep last night, I'd like to try and continue the trend. I will talk about it Friday or Saturday night when I do the video. I'll talk about what my diet is. I haven't gotten into actually writing down my day-to-day everything I eat, so I need to get into logging, journaling, my daily intake. I have a template. I was better today. I haven't totally dialed my diet back in. I will. Again, as I stated in last week's, one of my goals is to get that back on track. Sleep was better. Hopefully I'll get a good I'll get consistent and stay there. And then I can just dial in the diet 100%. Although I will say I am eating much better than I was. So, evolution, right? Improve, get better, never rest, keep moving forward. What else? I don't know. I think that's it for now. A lot going on simultaneously with this, outside of me, in my little journey here, which seems almost insignificant compared to the attack, the assault on Paris this past weekend, and what has been the rather prolific police raids that they've been conducting since then. I'm not gonna get into this politics in here. I'm just kind of stating how, looking at what I'm doing here with this chronicling, there's a lot still going on in the world, and a lot of people are going through more than what I am. So my task is not as daunting as it might seem when the perspective is right. I hope you all are doing well. I thank you for still watching, for staying tuned, and I think I'll be able to keep this week's to 20 minutes. I think. We'll see how the diet talk goes. I'm not going to really get psychotic about it, nor am I going to preach anything like that. That's not the goal. I'm just going to tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing. There are a lot of ways to skin that cat, or as I used to say, there's lots of ways to fuck that pig. This could be, right there, I think that might have been the first time I swore in this video. Although I don't know, because I swear so freely, I often don't recognize it. So, but this could be the least cursed filled of all segments I've done since starting this. So, kudos to me. That's my win for the day. Yeah. Hope everything's well. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thursday night. I am fucking smoked. My lats are sore. Traps and rhomboids aren't that bad. Legs are done. Quads, hams, glutes, fried. So, yeah, all around beating between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today was a rest day. Got another good night's good rest last night. I realized something I realized this morning when I'm falling back into a good sleep schedule. It takes a little bit for my body to adjust. So when I wake up, this morning, for instance, took me about an hour to kind of really wake up. I was pretty groggy. But pretty good energy levels through the day. Feeling good. I'm happy. Cross symmetry came in. Yes, awesomeness, really awesome. I'm gonna dig into watching the DVD that came with it, reading the program book. So come Monday, boom, hit it. Let's go full tilt. Time to get this shoulder healthy. Time to just fucking get after it. Turn the dial up one more notch. I'd say I started off with the dial at 0 because I had really fallen off. I cranked it up to probably about 4. I've been sitting at about 6, feeling better. Although Hero Week, it definitely felt like I was at 4, but I was at a difficult level of like 100. Time to crank the dial up to 8, which is cool because, hey, this dial doesn't go to 10, it goes to 11. Spinal Tap, yeah. This dial goes to 11. So hopefully, by the end of January, beginning of February, we can be at 10, and come the Open, I got no choice but to go to 11. I am enjoying this process. I want to increase production quality, and here's why. This is fun. This is interesting. This is cool to me. I like stitching the videos together. It's become a cool creative outlet in conjunction with being an accountability tool. And on the accountability side, it's been fantastic when it comes to getting my workouts in and helping me become focused and starting to get geared towards becoming more accountable when it comes to both diet and rest. So I'm really focused on getting more sleep. I'm not far. I think after Thanksgiving next week, I think the following week, I'll be able to get everything firing on all cylinders. And that actually has less to do with Thanksgiving next week and more to do with that will be a good opportunity to actually get some really good rest, get myself set, get my head ready, and say, okay, boom, both feet, all in. No straying, no fighting. I've run into all the obstacles, so I'll know what to do when drill comes up the weekend after that. Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm dialed in. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's take the, like I said, let's get it up to 8 next week, 9 the next week, and then come January 1, let's get this thing to 10 and stay there and just keep pushing and crushing, and let's really get dialed in and fitter and healthier. I think I'm going to do more things on, I'd like to discuss strength more. So I think I'm probably going to include a little bit more of my beliefs and my ideas on strength and the importance of it and how it needs to be developed and getting strong as fuck. I'm going to read you a message that I got the day after I released the last one that was pretty funny, pretty inspiring. I'll keep the name private until, well, actually, I'll see if the person allows me to use their name, and if so, I will mention them when I read the message that I got, which was awesome. And I still owe you more of a discussion on diet. Tomorrow I will actually try to write down what I eat so I can kind of have some kind of a guidance, because if you haven't been able to tell from these videos, I can stray, I can wander, and you're like, wait, I've watched 30 minutes and I don't know what the fuck he said. So I will try to journal the food tomorrow. That way I can kind of have that as my structure and guide as far as talking about what and why. For the most part, that's it. And hope you're having a good week. Hope you're staying safe. And we'll talk soon. Bye. Morning. It's Sunday. I didn't do a video on Friday or yesterday. I'm trying to keep this to, like I said, 20 minutes. I think right now I have about 11, almost 12 minutes of footage because between the other 3 that I did. So this has to stay somewhere in the 8-minute range as best I can. Whew. Okay. I missed deadlifts yesterday. That's okay because my plan is to start the shoulder program for cross symmetry tomorrow to start rehabbing my shoulder finally. It's a completely different program. I won't be doing dedicated strength. Again, this is in the vein of each program. Programs are written for a reason and a purpose. Any good programming is not just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. There has to be intent behind it, and that's like one of the. It's a tenet of CrossFit that is taught at level 1s. It just so happens that CrossFit as a methodology is trying to develop GPP, or general physical preparedness. So it's very broad spectrum. So there's a lot to it, and then there's a lot of approaches to it, and it can be tailored and twisted, and it's amazingly malleable, but still has a very clear intent behind it. So in that spirit, I'm going to follow the cross symmetry 30-day shoulder fix as prescribed. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to tweak. I'm not going to try to adapt. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to follow it, and I'm going to hopefully see how it does, what it does as far as correcting the shoulder issue that I've been battling with now for going on probably 5 months, or actually about 5 months. Because the point of initial aggravation, I don't know if I necessarily want to call it injury, was when I was at the Captain Career course, and it was a specific work that we had programmed. I wasn't warm for it, and I bad position ganked my shoulder. Happens. Combine that with probably being a little too heavy. So that's the intent starting tomorrow, to start this 30-day program and stay on track and get with it. Thanksgiving coming up. Do my best to, not even gonna fucking lie. This week's gonna be shitty. That's okay. I'm gonna work on sleep and sticking to the cross symmetry program. I'll eat as best I can. I'm not trying to be a dietary snob, so Thanksgiving, all bets will be off. So, I'll try to do as good as I can through the week, knowing that Thanksgiving is going to be a fucking disaster. I'm going to eat like a fat kid in a candy shop, so fuck it. All bets are off. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because of the intention behind it. I think taking a moment to pause and being thankful for what we have, where we've come, who we are, and who we have with us is noble and wonderful, and that's a real cause for celebration, a pause for reflection and gratitude. I think it fucking sucks that it's overshadowed by the commercialization and assholery that has become Christmas. But that's another subject, not the point of this. But that's kind of my feeling, and that's where I'll leave it at that. Dietarily, to answer Brian's questions, I've been not too successfully trying to apply the whole 9 approach to paleo. I need to get my head wrapped around and get into the right headspace of being to do a whole 30. Probably a week from Monday, I'll be in a space where I can do it. At least that's what I'm working towards. Whole 30 is a paleo approach, and I'm not gonna debate the merits of paleo versus non-paleo because there's a lot of nuance to understand what the paleo prescription is, and it's been bastardized and misunderstood and malaligned with a lot of things. And I was guilty of that for a long time because I didn't really dig into it. And then I started reading the actual writings of Lauren Cordain and Rob Wolf, and then that led me to reading the Whole30, and I think they have the best, most reasonable approach. And I don't know, I might have actually already talked about this. I honestly don't go back and watch the videos after I do them. I just stitch them together and then present them. Again, that's the whole idea of Unfiltered, right? So you can go to Whole9, and you can read their philosophies and their approaches. I do have to tweak it a little bit. There is a there's a book by Lauren Cordain called Paleo for Athletes. Hold on one second. This is odd, but hold on. The book is, where is it? Shit. I think I have it. I do have it somewhere. I don't know where it is now. Here it is. So I hope you could hear that as I was talking to the camera. This is the book, Paleo Diet for Athletes. I noticed it's reversed in the video. A nutritional formula for peak athletic performance. This is an evolution of his original book. This was put out in 2005. So that this is, I need to reread that or finish reading it, however you want to put it, because that's necessary for what we do to modify the paleo prescription. Another book, and at the end of the day, this is probably where I agree the most, probably the most influential book to how I look at diet is The Zone by Barry Sears. This is an awesome book. Barry Sears' story is really cool. He was pretty groundbreaking, and interestingly enough, the Zone prescription is actually what CrossFit HQ and Greg Glassman preach and believe people should follow, and I'm in agreement with that. But if you're eating paleo, especially as laid out by Cordain and Wolf and the Whole9, the Whole30 challenge, you're at like probably an 85 to 90%, maybe even 95% solution of what Barry Sears was prescribing with his Zone prescription. Big difference being Barry Sears does use a 500 calorie marker, at least in the original. I don't think he's really published anything with an updated thinking on that, and I've done some research trying to find it, and I haven't been able to. So if someone knows of a more recent writing of his, which is an update on his policies and principles and ideas and theories when it comes to nutrition, something along the lines of like a Zone Diet 2.0, I would really appreciate the lead on that, because I haven't been able to find it, although I haven't fully committed myself to that, as I have a lot of things going on. And even in that writing, the original, and I believe it was in 95, so it was like 20 years ago. Sears was way ahead of his time. And he's fucking brilliant. You're not a research scientist for pharmaceutical, for drug delivery in a pharmaceutical sense for MIT if you're not pretty fucking bright. And that's what he was. So I have a real appreciation for his intellect, his approach, and what led him to what became the Zone Diet. Cordain has a great brain, and as I've read his writings, I'm impressed by him. I'm impressed by Rob Wolf. We disagree most certainly in some ways, but I still am appreciative of Rob Wolf's building off of what Cordain did, and his commitment to cause, and his overall commitment to trying to help people make them healthier and better. There are a lot of approaches to diet, as there are a lot of approaches to exercise. I think both should be done with an eye towards long-term health and longevity, and quality of life. So they are long-term, lifelong commitments. Uh, you can set short-term performance goals, but they should never be at the sacrifice of long-term health and well-being. You should always strive to be better, longer, forever, in my opinion. And that's kind of at the foundation of how I approach and how I approach dietary prescriptions and belief systems. There's some other really good stuff out there. I don't really want to get into the idea of calories in and calories out, and it gets into this discussion of macros. I actually have a Fitbit now. My lovely wife, Kay, saw... she was at Bed Bath & Beyond for something and happened to see the Fitbit HR, which is the top of the line of their wristband ones before they get into like the competitive one, the Surge, I think it's called, for competition against like the Garmin watches and even the Apple Watch, stuff like this that are more fitness tracking watch hybrids. This is cool. I've only had it really for 2 days now, and I'm already pretty kind of geeking out. I've got the Fitbit app on my phone, and it's useful for tracking sleep and heart rate. If it's 100% accurate, no, doubtful. But it's still useful data to have. It's like stepping on a fucking scale, right? It's not an absolute, but it is a cool tool to help me in this endeavor, and it's more data. And it's from the same source, so as far as consistency of the measurable data that it's producing, boom, there you have it. The accuracy of the instrument or the tool is pretty high. It's not nearly as high as it will be in another 5 years or whatever, but still, cool for what I have for now, cool for this project. Try and figure out a way to feed the information and data into this project along with some of the other stuff. This is now almost 13 minutes long, so this video will be longer than 20 minutes, and I apologize, but you don't know that yet. I do have to do a quick lead-in, and calories in, calories out is a bullshit concept. Quality of food matters, and if you focus on quality, you can, and you pay attention to your, being hungry, not being hungry, stuff like that. Quantity, if the quality is the right type of quality and the right type of foods, quantity will take care of itself. It's kind of the idea that if you pay attention to your macronutrients, the micronutrients will fall into place. And I think I might have just said something, or at least made it seem like I was saying macros is bullshit. I'm not saying macros is bullshit. Back up. Calories in, calories out. In that sense of a macro calorie, like I need to take in 5,000 calories because I expended this much. That's horribly inaccurate, but it's a myth that's been perpetuated and almost permeated every aspect of the fitness industry, and therefore people's understanding of health and well-being. We see calories on, however many calories on a carton, and unfortunately that's not really the full story. This would be a really long video, and instead next time I'll just do a link to a discussion between Greg Glassman and Scott Connolly, Dr. Scott Connolly, which really gets into it. And if you want to put aside more time than you do watching these, and you want to watch the whole series of videos that they put together, get after it. Yeah, awesome information. Pretty heavy in chemistry and science in general, but Dr. Scott Connolly, when you watch that, you're like, holy cow, calories in, calories out is complete horseshit. It's about the right kind of, it's about understanding how to take in the right kind of nutrients and how it affects insulin and the other triggers, and a chemical sense molecularly, and how it affects the chemical reactions with the body. That stuff really changed the way that I look at food, So even though I make bad food choices, I know the havoc that it's wreaking on me. So that kind of has to be the driver to eat better. Sleeping better, that's a good thing. If I can get sleep dialed in and keep it dialed in this week, then I know that I will be in the right mindset to get my diet dialed in. And that'll be good. Getting it dialed in the beginning of November gives me a good window. It still puts me 11 weeks out or some shit like that. So, Brian, I don't know if I answered your question. I did say I would share with everyone here a message that I received earlier in the week. I didn't ask the person if I could disclose their name, but I am going to share it with you, although I will not share her name. But this message, Facebook message that I got, was just fucking awesome, and I have to share it. Here it is. I received this at Tuesday morning, 8:30 on Tuesday morning this past week. Good morning, Coach. Watch your video. I like the retrospective you provide in your week. Your explanation of getting fucking strong for optimal performance makes me want to focus more on strength and not cutting the weight down a ton in Metcons, even though a bit afraid. Hope you get back on track with eating and sleeping. And I heard symmetry is awesome. Can't comment on the balding. Funny, because I'm not balding, as we all discussed last week, and everybody now knows it's a matter of fucking lighting and having rather clear hair. That's all I'm going to say on that shit. So fucking stop with your judgments. Stop right now. Stop. You're still judging. Takeaways from me this past week at Journey. Hero wads are brutal, but was proud to participate. Lost an inch around the waist. Went up a pound on the scale. Don't cut weight due to fear. And my long division was on point. Thank you for brightening my Tuesday AM. See you this afternoon for some back squatting. Namaste. Now, I love that text. It made me laugh and it made me happy. Again, the purpose of this project is not to inspire. It's not to put myself out there. This is a willing participation. I'm doing this to keep myself honest. And if people watch, awesome. If they don't, cool. But it's helping me stay on track. And in that instance, it's working. And in the spirit of that, I'm going to use my own Broga version of Namaste, which I think it's a better, more apparent, more apropos, Americanized, taking this idea and making it American, and that's Nama fucking stay. You goddamn right, everybody. Nama fucking stay. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.